Peter didn't want to do the story because he knew he was going to get riled up, and we got him there. Mission accomplished.
Thank you, Mike, for explicitly telling me that's what the reason you picked the story. It is about someone who went through a horrible situation where their data was shared, mental health data was shared, and they wrote an article about the kind of, like I say, Kafka-esque situation that they ended up in. And it really upsets me because it's just the whole system is designed to fool people and manipulate them, and it really shouldn't be like that. Anyway, if you want to see me get pissed off, check out the episode. It's fun.
This is an article from Stat News, an opinion piece from Alex Rosenblatt. And the story she tells is about when she was going to a doctor's office while she was pregnant, and the doctor's office used tablets for check-in that were running software from a third party. And one of the she's clearly very privacy focused, and one of the things she noticed is that while at a doctor's office you always have to do the HIPAA compliance, HIPAA authorization, consent stuff, she was also being asked if she would share data for tracking and other purposes to be shared, and that she was super careful never to do that, but that she found out that they were doing it anyway.
Wow.
Yeah. So she was super careful to make. She described the steps that she went through to ensure that she didn't allow them to share her data for marketing purposes or whatever. And it was convoluted. It wasn't easy. It was like you had to not tick a box every time, or had to tick a box. So there was this, like by default, it was there. You had to make sure you did this thing every single time. And then the reason that it eventually got shared was because she was halfway through filling in a form and didn't actually complete it and didn't sign it, but then got called away. And then the receptionist decided to send in her form anyway, and because she hadn't got to the point where she did the thing that meant she wasn't don't share my data, it kind of like that's how I ended up.
But I think she also said though that was what they told her, but that didn't quite line up with what she experienced, because she found out the information was shared before that appointment.
Yeah.
And one of the stories she tells is that she finally called was able to get a hold of somebody and said, "I want you to remove my information and tell me how you got it." And the response was, "Oh, well, we just removed your information, so now we can't tell you where we got it."
So,
like, oh, you should have asked backwards. Should ask the other way.
Yeah. Before we started, we have this system where we choose stories to talk about every week, where we submit something on Discord and it gets added to a Google Sheets, and then we vote on it, decide what we're going to talk about. And I submitted this article on Discord, and it got added to the sheet, and I didn't vote on it because when I read it, I just got so depressed with reading it. It's a well-written article.
Yeah,
it's very factual. It's not like she has a right to be enraged by this whole thing, and definitely seems to have restrained that aspect of, I'm sure, reasonable, at least irritation. And I was just reading through it thinking, this is horrible. This sucks. This is just like a classic case of deceptive patterns and shitty consent forms, and it just going wrong anyway, and then it being in this like Kafka-esque situation at the end. I don't know. It's so depressing.
And I think the form that you referenced that she abandoned, I don't even think it was about the time. I thought what she said was that she realized they were asking for a lot of mental health information, and she didn't want to put it into this tablet. And part of what she found out is that when she gave it to the staff, they would just end up putting it in the tablet anyway.
It's so
the whole
fucked
thing
up.
Yeah. And it's just one story, right? It's just one thing, and the number of people who would have just had their information shared anyway, and all they're trying to do is sell stuff. It's like it's such personal information about someone, and it is so intimate such intimate information, medical data about mental health issues, and someone has designed a system to trick people into being able to abuse that information. It's so wrong. Like,
It's so sinister.
Genuinely upsets me.
One of the points John made, we did it. I think we maybe have talked about this twice recently. Is the mental health apps sharing information because the apps themselves aren't actually healthcare apps. They're not subject to HIPAA compliance. But here's a case where you'd think it's designed to be used in the doctor's office. You would imagine that kind of privacy would have to be built into it. But I guess they get around it by kind of tricking you into this consent checkbox.
Yeah. I had my my annual eye exam a few days ago, and I signed. It was funny because I got the forms and the forms to check in, and one of them was the privacy release agreement that I have to let them, basically, to see me, I have to share, HIPAA covered data with the doctor. And it kind of did freeze me for a second because they asked, you've been given our privacy document or whatever. And you agree to it. And I was like, I have not been given this document. So I wonder if they do that intentionally so that you have to go ask for it. You have to go to the receptionist and be like, this is saying that I've been given a privacy document, but I haven't.
Probably. Feels like the most likely answer is yes. That's exactly how they design it.
It is interesting to think about how backwards and sinister privatized health coverage is.
It's like the default is let's take advantage of everybody in any way that we possibly can, even mental health patients, and
any way to squeeze a dollar.
Right, oh no, hang on, people don't want to do that. Let's design the system so that we trick them.
So
people
that they get confused.
You're going there for an eye checkup. You don't want to have to read through 5 pages of legal documents and find the right checkbox next to the other checkbox and have one of them that you tick and the other one you don't tick, and do that every single time, and then they switch it up. It's so horrible. I'm sorry.
It is. It is horrible. Yeah.
It is interesting the way the system is set up, and I was thinking about this today with the in the past couple of days here as we're recording this. Fox News settled their lawsuit with Dominion Voting Systems for like $800 million. And it kind of struck me that if you are a $1 billion company, you can sue another gigantic corporation for lying about you. But if you are a citizen being lied to, then, oh, well, good luck with your democracy. How's that working out for you? So, yeah, the system is totally designed just to support corporate interests and literally nothing else.
And the only thing you might be able to squeeze out of it is a class action where you walk away with a year's worth of fucking credit report, something, and $100. And it's like, it's so unfair to the people.
Not even $100, like $7.50 or something.
Right.
And there's literally no recourse. Like, there's just nothing you can do about that.
Nothing.
It's the way the rules are written.
Yeah. Well, fun episode, guys.
Yeah, really fun. Super high energy,
really,
very positive stuff.
Well,
good
there
shit.
Was no penguin porn in this one, so
that's good. That's
progress,
a plus.
I guess.
Net plus.
Peter's keeping his clothes on so far.
Yeah. Just stick around. Subscribe to our OnlyFans account.